Hello, I'm Jodi Ginsberg of Ginsberg Law Offices, and I'm here today to talk to those folks who work in warehouses and sustain injuries on the job. Needless to say, working in a warehouse is a very difficult and rigorous type of work. You're being asked to do many types of tasks, including unloading pallets, lifting, carrying, pushing, pulling, loading, driving forklifts, and being sometimes run over by those forklifts. In addition, we find many of our clients who work in warehouses are being improperly treated by their supervisors. They are there to run a business, and they really do not want to hear that you've sustained an injury. Many of our warehouse workers are being told by their supervisors these days, suck it up and get on with your job. However, it's very hard to do that when you have a disc that might be injured in your low back, when your foot has been run over by a heister or a forklift, when you perhaps have sat on a small piece of equipment and gotten burned. So it is very important that you insist when you are injured at work that your employer, first, you must report your injury within 30 days. And secondly, you must insist that your supervisor provides you with proper medical care. Many of our warehouse workers work on the second and third shift. That makes it very difficult to receive immediate medical attention unless an ambulance is called, because many of the clinics are closed by the time you are working. So you must report your injury to your supervisor, and if it's emergency, then certainly require and request that they call an ambulance. If it's not an emergency, then the very next morning that you get off of work, you must make sure that that new supervisor who's coming on shift, lots of times there's a change in shifts and change in supervisors. It's always good to report the injury to the supervisor you're working under, but it's not a bad idea to also report it to the supervisor who's coming on duty, who might be there from the 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. type of shift, or 8 to 4 or whatnot, so that they know what's going on. Because more likely than not, they're the ones who are going to deal with the fact that you've got to get authorization to go to see a proper doctor, a clinic, and of course you need to make sure that there's a proper list of doctors at your job where it's posted, and there are 6 doctors for you to choose from, and they are very clear to you as to where you need to go. If at any time you have questions about your injury, you're always welcome to call our offices and ask what the next step should be and how you should proceed along with your injury. Typically, we find that our warehouse workers are sustaining very significant injuries. Usually you're not receiving paper cuts, but you're being, like I said, your feet are being crushed by equipment, you're unloading heavy pallets, and you're blowing out your back. These are very significant injuries, and they need to be dealt with properly. We are very adept at handling these types of injuries in our offices, and we are more than happy to help you. Please feel free to give us a call, and we'll be happy to instruct you on how to further proceed in handling your warehouse working type of injuries. Our number is 770-351-0801. We look forward to hearing from you.